Nice job. All right, last thing I want to talk about. Typically, a North American machine, I think you'll all agree that 95% of all North American telehandlers go into a rental fleet for the first time. They typically are not sold brand new right out of the box. They go into some kind of a rental fleet. When they go into a rental fleet, you want the machine to be as basic as possible because, number one, the rental companies don't want to spend a lot of money on it. Number two, you're renting these machines to some cowboy out there that probably never reads the manual, doesn't know how to operate it, so he's in there for the first time and he's just going to pull levers and figure it out. So you try to keep the cab as simple as possible and as bulletproof as possible. However, on the other hand, and because that's a rental machine, however, on the other hand, this type of machine is typically owner-operator or it's retailed brand new right out of the box. So one of the things they look for is a nicer cab. You look at the difference in the cabs between these. Now, granted, this is a canopy machine, it's not a cab machine, but you just want to look inside at the difference of the machines. Very basic machine, very bulletproof machine, very North American type thing. Go home, take a beating, come back, and get ready to do it again. This machine, on the other hand, has got luxury. It's got comfort. It's got soundproofing. It's got the stereo system. It's got the cushy seats. It's got everything on it. Again, different philosophies on who your customer is. You need to know your customer base. Loader-style joystick on this machine. Forward and backward on the joystick raises and lowers the boom. Side-to-side movement will curl or dump the bucket. Same thing on this machine, except for side-to-side on the primary joystick is going to extend and retract your boom. Again, typical North American type approach. This is more of your European type approach. I think if you look at the difference between the two cabs, you've got your contoured moldings of your dashboard. You've got more electronics, more gauges, more lights, a little more pizzazz. Again, this machine is designed more for taking a beating, come back home, and let me rent that thing out again because I want to make money renting that thing. So, again, big difference in the machine. So, any questions from anybody? Sorry? Oh, tires. I didn't even point out the tires. Thank you for that. Forget about the fact that these are solid tires. Just look at the size of the tires. Much larger diameter tire on the two machines because you want ground clearance. You want ground engaging applications. You're going to be stepping over tree stumps and ruts and whatever happens to be furrows in the field and that type of thing. Much taller tires, much more ground clearance. Both machines have a complete underbelly protection. If you want to take a minute, when we've got free time to crawl underneath, or if we can get the camera to go underneath, take a look at underneath the machine. Completely covered. There's nothing exposed underneath. And because that machine is going to be going into forestry applications, mining applications, you name it, rough terrain. This particular tire on here is something new to the industry for the rental market. There are regular pneumatic tires today. And the problem with pneumatic tires is if you puncture them, they leak, and now you've got to service it. The machine goes down, you lose your rental rate on it, you got to send a service truck after it. So you lose rental time. There's an option then, and there's two very good options. One is tire sealant, which will prevent your punctures. It won't prevent punctures, but it'll prevent leakage from punctures. Or you foam fill the tires. Either one of those are good options today. But the problem with both of those is you still have a soft durometer tire. The rubber on this tire has to be soft enough to be able to seal itself to a steel rim without leaking air. So as a result, this rubber, or the standard rubber that you see on these other machines, is a soft durometer tire. The problem with the soft durometer tire is it'll wear out quickly because it's made out of soft rubber. What this tire, or type of tire, offers is the fact that it's puncture-proof. It's like a foam-filled tire because it's solid, but because it has no air in it whatsoever, it's made out of a more solid durometer rubber. You'll get much more tread life out of it. Manufacturers are suggesting you'll get somewhere between 3 to 4 times the tire wear out of this type of a tire versus a regular pneumatic tire with sealer in, or a pneumatic tire with foam in it. Now, the little aperture holes in here are simply holes that create cushion. So as you're driving it and you hit a rock or hit a curb, it's going to cushion, and these act as little leaf springs, if you will, to cushion the ride. unlike a regular foam tire or a solid rubber tire, they're pretty rough riding. So that'll cushion a lot better. Good question. Thank you. Anybody else?
Who manufactures those tires?
I'm sorry?
Who manufactures those tires?
There are 3 companies right now that are in the industry. There's Ty, there's GPX, and there's
McLaren or McLean or
there's a whole bunch of them.
McLaren, I think. Is what
I don't want to list them because I don't want to miss anybody. But there are, because that's not what I'm here to do. But there are multiple opportunities out there with different. I can't reveal that right now. Microphone is on. And I'm sorry, any other questions?
Is there a way to prevent unauthorized use?
unauthorized use of the machine? I mean, is there a lockout?
Yes,
Disconnect?
Gehl is, there's a bulletin being printed as we speak. In fact, I approved it this morning, where we will have, I don't want to say anti-vandal, but a way to deter theft and deter unwanted use of the machines. It's an electrode in the seat that...
No.
Scratch that.
Well, you approved it this morning, so what is it?
It has not been released yet.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Tire sealant is a viable option for tire plastic. Would you consider using a tire sealant as an option for that?
We do right now. So we're leaving it up to our customer to decide what do they want. They want a numeric tire, a pneumatic tire with sealant, a pneumatic tire with foam, or a solid rubber tire. I'm sorry?
Oh, non-marking tires?
Oh, non-marking tires. There are manufacturers out there that do make a small tire like this in a non-marking version. We do have customers out there that are installing gymnasium floors, believe it or not, with small telehandlers, and they're asking for non-marking tires. Sounds pretty strange, but they're out there.
Out of curiosity, on this model, do you offer this with an open cab as well?
Yes.
Okay, so that is an option.
Yes.
Okay.
Most of them are sold with cabs because you get more into the owner-operator, especially on the farm. You look at any cabbed vehicle in the agricultural industry, they have beautiful cabs on them. Air conditioning, sound systems, microwaves, the whole bit. No kidding on that. But beautiful cabs on them.
And I should have probably asked this from Manitou. When you go to an open cab, then does it go to a vinyl seat?
Yes, yes. Some of the weather issue items get changed in it. You wouldn't want a cloth seat because it would just absorb all the moisture and things.
And are there other considerations with regards to the dashboard or any of the componentry?
No. Well, typically they're you've got an electrical standard. I can't think of the standard right now. It has to do with water ingress and dirt ingress that they apply to them. So it's
okay.
Anybody
Any
else?
other questions?
The largest bucket size?
Largest bucket?
As I mentioned yesterday, we will not promote a bucket size because it all depends on what you're going to be putting in the bucket. I've seen as big as 3-yard buckets on the front of these for hauling chicken manure. And chicken manure is nothing more than dried nitrogen and feathers. Would I tell somebody that they could put a 3-yard bucket on here if I didn't know what their application was? Absolutely not. That'd be foolish of me. You need to ask the customer what's your application? Is it dirt? Is it snow? Is it grain? Is it corn? Is it coke? Is it, what is it? And then we'll size the bucket accordingly. And it could be that the customer is mixing something in a recipe type form and he'll need a certain size, and then we can tell him yes, we can do that or not. But you tell me what your application is and I'll tell you what bucket to put on it.
On this machine, can you go over how the manual disconnect coupling works?
What we've designed on this machine is a way to attach an attachment without getting out of the machine. This device right here is part of a spring-loaded system where as you drive in, the lever will flip back. It's spring-loaded to where it will pop back, and there is a locking device on the attachment that this plate will lock behind and it'll lock in place. So when you hook up to your next attachment, you don't have to get out of the cab in order to do it. You can just drive into it and it itself locks. On the flip side, when you want to release the attachment, you come back out, reach inside, flip it up over the top, set it on top of the spring, and now you can walk out from underneath it. So that way there's no pins involved, there's no pins to lose or pull or store. Or anybody else? Yes, sir. We're running a Deutz engine, Deutz Lister engine on this one, and a Perkins engine on that one. 75 horse, 64 horse. Both turbocharged.
And you'll be
For sure, it all depends on the credits that we have available. We may make it through 08 with this, and I'm not sure about where we stand on these yet. Anybody else? Yes.
Do I understand that's the only tire option that you offer?
This one, no. No, we offer the regular pneumatic, we offer the foam filled, we offer this, we offer the sealant, we offer all four. Can you get those tires on this machine? I have not researched it yet because, again, this is typically not a rental machine.
Right.
People that want this machine is very seldom used on hard compact surfaces like concrete or asphalt, which is how your tires wear out so fast. This is typically used in the dirt, in the field, and tire wear on it it's not like you do on this one, which is on concrete.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that when people see this on this machine, they're gonna be people who go, oh gee, I'd like to have it on this product.
That keeps me busy. That keeps me out of the keeps me busy. I won't say that. Keeps me busy.
All right.
Anybody else? Yes, sir. Yes, this machine has got auxiliary hydraulics. Again, we talked about auxiliary hydraulics this morning, and you have to keep in mind that auxiliary hydraulics on a telehandler, especially a North American type telehandler, lift and place machine, the auxiliary hydraulics on those machines are typically designed to do very, very simple tasks, like tilt a carriage, like swing a carriage, like spread the forks. That doesn't require a lot of flow. That doesn't require a lot of pressure. So the hydraulics, the auxiliary hydraulics on these machines typically are more of a handyman type of a thing rather than a high production, masculine type of a system like you would see on a skid steer loader where you've got high flow to run coal planers and stump grinders and snow throwers and these big things. So this is kind of it's designed exactly what it's supposed to do. Tilt the carriage, swing a carriage. So again, you don't want to oversell it to the customer. If he expects to put a stump grinder on here, Okay, good questions. Anybody else, please? Sorry? Maximum speeds are all pretty much in that 16 mile an hour, 18 mile an hour. I think what are we on here, Aaron? 15? Yeah, we're 16 here, 15 here. Put a couple more pounds of pressure in each of the tires and we'll gain another mile per hour. Anybody else? I'm sorry? Yeah, this has got a 2-speed hydrostat in it. Single-speed hydrostat in this one. Yes, high and low range. There's a switch on the dashboard where you can switch between high and low range. There's a bent axial motor in the hydraulic system on this one to go from high to low range. Shift on the fly. It's not gonna hurt.
Any other questions? Well, that was really great. I appreciate you taking the time to explain that, and it was very insightful. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.